Hello, I'm Dr. Edward, the healing vet, and I got to tell you, I am very excited because I've got something totally awesome and very special that I have been working my tail off on for probably nearly 6 months now. So today is the day when the doors open for you to grab your seat for the Dog Anxiety Summit. Now, this is really special to me because I've got such a passion for helping anxious dogs, dogs with behavior problems. Most dogs that have behavior problems have underlying anxiety that's driving the behavior problems. And anxiety is a big problem out there in the world. There was a huge study of 13,000 dogs done in Finland in the last year or so that showed that up to 70% of dogs are displaying signs of anxiety. So up to 70% of dogs are living with anxiety. And anxiety causes a lot of suffering and distress for our beautiful dogs. It's a serious problem. It's a problem that sadly quite a lot of humans don't take as seriously as they should, I think. I've heard research saying that a lot of people with dogs with anxiety don't really seek help for their dog's anxiety, and many people won't even think about taking their anxious dog to a vet when there's so much we can do to help them. So I'm Dr. Edward, the healing vet. Hello, everyone. Please say hi and check in. Let me know where you're from around the world and what animals you have. If you're watching this live, love to hear from you in the chat. And if you're watching on the replay, love to hear from you in the chat too, and join our channels. But as I'm repeating myself, I know, but a few of you have just joined. So I'm opening the doors for you to come and register for the Dog Anxiety Summit, which I'm hosting. I've been working really hard over the last 6 months with the petsummits.com team to put together a world-class group of world-leading experts and speakers. We've got multiple amazing, very experienced holistic vets, and we've got Mitzi, of course, who always likes to come and help. Mitzi does have or has had some anxiety issues, and I've been able to help him a lot with my holistic approach over the years. So we've got more than 20 speakers. We've got a stack of holistic veterinarians. We've got a stack of alternative and holistic practitioners. We've got some animal communicators, energy healers, people who use flower essences and essential oils. We've got a lot of very high level positive reinforcement trainers who are also totally awesome. And we have, which I'm very excited about, a board registered certified veterinary behavior specialist on the team. So my invitation for you is to click on the link and come and join us. But before I say goodbye, I want to talk a little bit about my journey, how I moved into holistic veterinary work, and particularly how I've come to do a lot of work with anxious animals. So I started off, I grew up on a cattle property or a ranch, if you're in America, where we had a lot of cattle, and we did all our cattle on horseback. So I started working with and training and competing on horses from a very young age. I came across the work of Monty Roberts, the man who listens to horses, and I learned a lot from his books and started thinking about, whoa, hello, we can actually communicate with animals in a way they understand so that they want to work with us rather than, using pain and fear to make them do what we want. Then I went off and studied veterinary science. I started off as a pretty regular kind of standard veterinarian, but then I got really sick with chronic fatigue syndrome and had to explore a whole lot of alternative and complementary and holistic treatments to get myself well. And, I thought, wow, these work really well for me. Why don't I try them with the animals I work with? Turns out they work really well for the animals too. And I started developing hands-on work, working hands-on with massage and body work to find and relieve initially neck pain, back pain, and hidden soft tissue pain in the animals I work with. But I found over the years of doing this kind of work that there are certain kinds of touch that can have a beautiful and profound effect on helping these anxious dogs. move from anxiety into relaxation. And I found that when I taught people how to do this and they did these practices with their anxious dogs, we got some spectacular improvements, like Clyde, the separation anxiety syndrome Staffy, who was literally eating large parts of the house when left alone. 2 weeks of body work, all the destructive behavior was gone. And I've got dozens and dozens of stories like this I could tell you of how using therapeutic touch can help anxious dogs. So I love helping anxious dogs, and that's why when I met the Pet Summits people, I said, hey, I'd love to host your anxiety summit because, wow, there's a lot we can do to help our anxious dogs. And I'm very holistically minded. So we've got a lot of very holistic and alternative high-level practitioners who are going to be participating on this summit. In fact, I'm just going to run through all of the speakers, the 4 days and their topics, so that you get a bit of an idea of what we're going to cover. I'm so excited because these people are awesome. I'm so honored and proud to have brought together such amazing human beings with so much wisdom. So day one's all about understanding anxiety in dogs. I'll be speaking about how anxiety is simply arousal with nowhere to go. And you actually get access to this as soon as you register for free. You get free access to this summit if you attend live, no charge at all. And if you register, you get instant access to this particular presentation from me. Then on day one, we have Dr. Ava Frick, who's talking about getting to the why of anxiety and a novel treatment approach to anxiety that she's developed over her many years of being in practice as a holistic veterinarian. We've got Dr. Christina Chambreau, who's talking about understanding and resolving human and environmental triggers of anxiety in our dogs. We've got Dr. Janet Roark, who's talking about separation anxiety and how you can help these anxious dogs with essential oils of various kinds. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. We have Ana Maria Vasquez, who is talking about how everything is energy and looking at anxiety in dogs and the energetics behind it. So she's a high-level energy healer, animal communicator type person. And we have Laurie Edge Hughes also on the first day, who's a very skilled physiotherapist. And she'll be talking about sensory integration and anxiety in dogs and how we can work with sensory integration to help these anxious dogs. Day 2 is about alternative and holistic options for healing anxiety. We've got Dr. Jean Hoffey, who's going to be talking all about how flower essences can help. Lisa Spector, who is a Juilliard degree performance pianist who has developed this whole kind of music that is relaxing for anxious dogs. But Dr. Jeff Feineman talking about the vitality and balance system and how you can use this to keep track of your animal's anxiety levels. We've got Dr. Barry Sands talking about creating harmony and coherence within yourself to support your anxious pets. And we have the Poly Pet Products people, Jed Davis. They've got some awesome supplements. He'll be doing a presentation on reducing anxiety, an objective approach to a stress-free pet. Day 3, we're digging into dog training, socialization, and behavior modification approaches to help anxious dogs. We've got Dr. Ian Dunbar, who's talking all about fear periods and socialization in puppies. And in fact, he talks about how he thinks fear periods are not really a thing if you socialize your puppies properly. We've got Teodi Anderson, another world-leading dog trainer, who's talking about why aversives make anxiety worse and why you should avoid them, like the plague with your anxious dogs. Kamal Fernandez, another trainer, talking about positive reinforcement in behavior modification in the treatment of anxious dogs. We've got Ness Jones, who's got a particular expertise of helping people with dogs with separation anxiety, and she is also a lovely positive reinforcement, very experienced trainer. And on day 4, we're digging into veterinary treatment of anxiety. We've got Dr. Alex Avery, who is going to talk about why you absolutely need to have a thorough examination and workup by a veterinarian to make sure you're not missing anything like pain or underlying disease that could be causing or worsening the dog's anxiety. We've got Dr. Christopher Packle, our veterinary specialist behaviourist, who's going to be talking about veterinary prescription medications and when and why they may be helpful for anxious dogs. We've got Dr. Matthew Muir, who's talking about integrative medicine and diet to help anxious dogs. Dr. Charisse Roth is coming at it from a little bit different angle, so talking about the vets and pet professionals who work with your animals and how you can work with them in a way that keeps the vets calm and happy, which then helps your dogs. And finally, we've got Dr. Fossum, who's also a board-certified specialist in surgery, and she's going to be talking about CBD as a treatment for anxiety, CBD and cannabis extracts. So there we go. We've got a stack of really amazing speakers. If you look in the text that goes with this video, you will see the spot where you can join it. And I've also got another really strong invitation that I want to make to you is to please share this information. If you've got anyone you know who has got a dog with anxiety or might be getting a puppy that they want to make sure doesn't develop anxiety, the more people we can reach with this, the more anxious dogs we can help and relieve their extreme distress and suffering, because in this summit, you're going to learn so many wonderful ways to help anxious dogs. It simply isn't funny. Awesome. So I'm going to just see very quickly if there happens to be any questions in the comments. That summit sounds incredible from Denise. It is incredible. It's going to be very, very awesome. So no more questions by the look of it, but come along. It is going to be so much fun. I got to tell you, I learned so much interviewing all of these people, and I'm a very experienced holistic veterinarian still. I learned a stack. So imagine if I learned a stack, imagine how much you're going to learn by coming along and joining us in the summit. Okay, I'm going to say goodbye for now. Please do join us in the Dog Anxiety Summit. I'll be live every day on the 4 days of live sessions, doing Q&A, answering all your questions live about your anxious dogs. Hope to see you there. Goodbye for now.